I am here with Seth Witcher. Him and I have been working together on music for almost close to 2 years now.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, man.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
We've done 2 singles together, and then we're currently working on your full-length album, which
Yes.
you did most of the music for.
Yeah. Like producing the beats and everything at home on Logic, but then coming here to the studio to get that final sheen and to get my vocals done, you know?
Yeah. So just tell us like your story about how you got into music, and I guess this goes a little along with the album. It's coming up. If you want to tease that a little bit, you can.
Okay, fine. So I started playing piano. My mom started me out playing piano when I was 6 years old, 5 or 6.
Okay.
So I really didn't have a choice. It was one of those things like, Seth, you're doing this, you know?
Same thing happened to me.
Yeah. You know, after about a year playing piano, I loved it, but I started playing guitar, and I literally just fell in love with it. And, you know, I kind of stopped playing piano and really focused on playing the guitar. And so I've been playing guitar, you know, on and off for about like 14 years now. I'm 21. Bro, like my story is just crazy. When I was in high school, you know, like, so there's a period of time in my life when I didn't sing. So just think, you know, 10-year-old singing and was made fun of by family. So just decided to stop. I just stopped singing. I wouldn't sing in front of anybody because it was just, I don't know, I took it to heart.
Yeah,
and
at that age,
I was immature.
You get cut down in anything at that age. It's like, nope, that's over. I don't need to do that anymore.
So just imagine, I didn't sing for about like 8 years. And then when I got into like my senior year of high school, I was just like, you know what? Like, singing is what I love to do. Music makes me happy. I'm going to do what makes me happy, regardless of what anybody thinks, because this is my life. You know what I'm saying? So then I started singing from there. And honestly, like, I was at the Lehigh Valley Music Awards the other day.
Night?
Yeah. And I was nominated for 4 awards, and they asked me to sing the national anthem there. I didn't win any of the awards, but I killed the national anthem. And honestly, I'm just grateful to have been invited on that stage, because I remember literally like my first gig, like my first bar gig, I remember almost getting kicked out of the bar. True story, because I sucked so bad. It was that bad, literally. And the worst part of it is like when you don't know that you suck, but like, you know, people at the bar are like, get him out, like that. Yeah, I had that happening. But to go from that to actually being on the stage with like amazingly talented people and to wow the crowd, you know, in like 2.5 years, like just that time, you know. I've grown exponentially. You know, the thing that has really helped me improve as fast as I have is hearing myself, like, in a recording. Like, that, because when you hear your voice back in a recording, it's like you are literally listening to yourself, and it's under, a microscope. Like, you can hear every little mistake. And things I didn't even know I was doing, all of a sudden, like, I heard, and it was painful. You know?
We have a version of So In Love.
Yeah.
No one will ever hear. Because that was where you heard it. And you were like, no.
Even A Game of Love. Like, that, like, it took forever to do, man. And, like, bro, thank you. Like, thank you. Yo, this guy, he believed in me when, like, not a lot of people did. And he put time in and helped me. And we put out a song that is pretty good. But it took a while to get there, you know?
Sure. So you were playing music, but what was the point where you decided, I'm going to do this? Like, I'm going to make it a career?
It was in high school. It was when I first started, when I sang, there was like a talent show. It was called Mr. Parkland. I went to Parkland High School. If any of you guys went to Parkland, what's good? But I went to Parkland High School, and there's this talent show called Mr. Parkland, and I had the opportunity to sing in front of like 2,000 people. It was my first time singing, like, out of, you know, like, coming back into the music world. And I sang an original song, you know? And I probably sucked. I probably sounded so bad. I haven't listened back to the recording yet. I'm not going to go through that. Yeah, no. But people were humming my song afterwards, you know? And I didn't win the talent show, but people applauded, and people were humming my song, the song that I wrote. And it was just one of those things like, you know what? I could get used to this. Like, doing what I love, you know? Having putting my emotion out there, basically being naked in front of everybody and just like, here I am, you know? It's kind of just like, the reason why I love music so much is because we all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. Music kind of does that. It's like, it's just that middle ground. It's like, when you hear a song about a breakup, it's like, yeah, I've had a breakup before, and you automatically, like, you feel connected to that person, right. And it's like, yeah, I'm accepted. I'm in here, And I feel like it just brings people together, and that's what I love about it. So after I performed at high school, it was like, you know what, like, I want to do this. And I was talking to my parents about this too. I was like, man, if I knew how much I sucked, like, back then, if I knew how much if I had the awareness I have now back then, I don't know if I would be where I am now. I don't know if I would, like, continue. So, right. So that's what I'm saying. I want to say to you guys, when you're just getting started and stuff like that, just know it gets better. It gets better, but don't stop. We're all going to fail, but it's not about how you fail, it's how you stand back up. And talent isn't what gets you places, Talent can only take you so far. What gets you to where you want to go is the work. If you put the work in, and if you just keep going, regardless of, what people say or how you feel, Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean, I've played bar gigs where it's like 1 a.m, 3-hour gigs, and I don't want to do it. But it's like, no, I have to do this because this is my dream, this is my passion, and people, they perceive it as talent when you work hard.
One of the biggest challenges that newer artists often bring up to me is like, I don't know where to play, I don't know how to start getting gigs. How did you do it?
So I did it, I guess maybe the unconventional route. I don't know. But I'm a go-getter. So I would take my acoustic guitar with me to bars, stores, restaurants. And I would just find the manager. I'd bring my guitar into the place. I'd ask for the manager, and I'd sing a song for the manager. After that, I would ask if they'd want me to perform for them and play for them. And that's how I first started out. Yeah. I've had some no's, but like I said, it's not how you fail. It's how you get back up. That's how I started. And then what ended up happening was it started getting to the point where I didn't really have to go out asking for gigs as much. Mm-hmm. Now people started reaching out to me. When I first started, actually, I went to an open mic. Open mics are great. They're great because you can get your music out there and you can practice performing in front of people, when you're not used to it.
Ask for feedback from other artists that are there.
Yeah. Please take the feedback from other people, because how are you going to grow otherwise? Like, some people, they can't take feedback. Like, if they mess up, they don't want to know about it. Like, no, take the feedback. Now, obviously, you have to be mature when you're giving feedback to people, you don't want to just destroy them. There's positive criticism, and you need to be able to take that if you want to grow,
What have you learned about when you're in that context about keeping an audience engaged with you, like playing the audience and all that stuff?
That's something I love to do. I love to, like, bring the audience in with me, because here's the deal. Like, you, as a musician, you have control over the audience's emotions. You can literally make someone cry if you want to, you want to enhance the experience of everybody who's there. You want to make it an amazing time. So what I like to do, like I said before, people, they want to be accepted. People want to be loved. So I accept people. And I treat the performance like it's a one-on-one conversation. So everybody, the whole collective, that's one person. And so I talk to them like I am talking to a friend or whatever. And I'll be standing behind the microphone and I'll say, hey guys, like, this next song I'm going to sing, I'm going to need your cooperation. I need you to clap. If you feel the beat, tap your head, or tap your feet, move your head, do something. Don't let me do this by myself. Like, if you're just like a musician who's kind of like sitting in like the back and like, you're just kind of just singing like,
Yeah.
Like, people, they will walk past you. But like, if you talk to them and if you include them, then they want to stick around and they want to tip you, and then, they're going to have more drinks, they're going to buy food, and they're going to stick around longer, and
which
they're going
means
to
you'll get hired again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah.
How have you helped people take the leap from seeing you live to going and checking out your music or following you on social media or any of those other?
Yeah, well, professionalism is very key. Even when I first started, I got business cards. People who will grab your business card usually are older people. They're usually more mature people.
Right.
And they will most likely use email. So email is a definite yes. But social media, I'd put like on the bottom of the card like Instagram, and then my Facebook as well. That's great. But when I had like a music fest performance, a business card wasn't going to do it for me because they had me performing at Plaza Tropical and there's like 600 people that could sit there. So I sat down with my friends. We took maybe like $50, went to Home Depot. We got some black paint and some white paint, made some stencils, cut out stencils. It was like a giant business card. Seth Witcher has all my social media on there. That was a huge step. If you can get a sign, that is a big deal. Honestly, I think making your own sign is the best way to go because like Vistaprint, the signs are like $140.
Vinyl signs with a design on them are expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So you did the sign. Are there any other methods that you use to get people who are at your shows to check out anything else that you're doing, whether it be social media or your music online?
I've seen a lot of performers. They'll sing and then like at the end of the set, they'll like mumble. They'll be like, "Yeah, definitely follow me at blah blah blah." Like they're ashamed to do it. Like no. Like, that's your business. Like, that's you.
It's got to be right in front of them the whole time.
Yeah. Like, I was at a bar gig, actually, like, last weekend. I tell them, like, hey, if you like what you hear, definitely feel free to grab a business card. They're free. That's what I tell them. Like, they're free. You don't have to pay. Just imagine that it's your card already. I'm just holding on to it for you. Like, just go ahead and grab it. Follow me on my social media. And if you want to bless me, definitely feel free to drop a tip in the tip case, And I do that. And I do that multiple times in the set. And that's worked for me. As far as turning like people who see you for the first time into fans, honestly, it's just staying humble. Because when they become your fan, they will see value in you that other performers don't have. So for me, that value has been the way I sound and stuff like that, but also the fact that I do include them and the fact that they matter, and that the show isn't the Seth show, it's the us show,
How did you use the internet then and social media, whatever forms, to grow your fan base online?
I first started out with Instagram. And Instagram is great for singing videos. People, they want to hear that. You can get a lot of views, and if people like what they hear, they'll follow you. So when I first started, my videos were getting like 1,000, 2,000 views. Wow. And that was just random people who didn't follow me. Now, Facebook is like kind of slept on. People like they kind of hate on Facebook. Facebook, like a lot of older people are on Facebook. The older people, their attention span is wider. It's longer than people in my generation. So when you actually post things, they pay more attention. Like if they like your posts, they actually do. It's not just like pushing a button. It's like, oh, I actually do like this. I've definitely got booked more through Facebook.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like because that's where the money is mostly. Like it's older people,
right?
Because they have money, So I've gotten hired a lot through. Yeah, exactly, through Facebook. So I post my performance dates on my website, but also on Facebook. So yeah, that's what I use it for. So when you put your email in on my website, it'll come up on a list, and then I can copy and paste the list, and I can send you guys stuff. But I think that, like I said, all the emails I've been sending have been going to spam or promotional or whatever. So if you want to do an email list, you got to send emails individually. If you want to do that, that's cool. I feel like that's a lot of time though, and so that's up to you. I mostly just utilize Facebook Messenger if I want to reach out to people. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to reach out to anybody, social media is the way to go first. They will get the message,
Say they like your post or they comment on something. Do you do something? Do you have a next step?
Yeah. So something I found out with Instagram is that when you get a comment, reply immediately. Because when you do reply, Instagram sees that people are engaging with your post. So then they'll show more people your post. So that's how I got like the 600 likes on the one post. Because for every comment I got, I was just like saying thank you, like respond right. And on top of that, it's just being a real person. If you respond to the comments, then people, they feel like they're appreciated.
What else have you done to get more exposure beyond even social media?
So I utilized something called the Indie Bible. Basically, it's just a bunch of contacts for anything that a musician could need. Right. So we're talking managers, we're talking blogs, radio stations, yes, that's huge, like a whole bunch of stuff. So it's basically just like a whole list of contact information.
And there's a whole bunch of really cool articles that come with it too, right?
Yeah, definitely. And so it was a great informational resource that I utilized to get blogs to write about me from like Rhode Island, and I've had like an Alaskan like blog write about me. I've had my music played in Alaska. I've had my music played in Oregon, like, you know, on radio stations, because I had to reach out to them, you know, like individually. Took a lot of time to do. Mm-hmm. There's no shortcuts, really. But because of that, you know, I'm in contact with a couple of record labels on social media and stuff like that, and they watch my posts and they pay attention and stuff like that. If you want people to, you know, follow you, if you want people to support you, they're not going to support you more than you actually are, like, putting into yourself, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, if you're just sitting back, you know, and, you know, you play a little guitar and you sing, you know, but then you expect the whole world from like, you know, you expect like everybody else to be like, oh my gosh, like he's the next best, like, right. No, you have to put the work into yourself. Like, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to, like, be totally invested in yourself if you expect people to be invested in you. Because I reached out to, you know, these blogs individually, these organizations, I am now, like, searchable on Google. So if you type my name in, Seth Witcher, there are pictures that are associated with my name, because those are the pictures that the blogs used when they wrote about me.
Have you gotten placed on any Spotify playlists or anything like that have helped you out?
Yes, I have. I've been placed on Spotify playlists because I reached out to the curators. Mm-hmm. Honestly, the biggest thing for Spotify playlists is you got to have good music. If you have good music, then you can reach out to these curators. Now, I know it's hard to find Spotify playlist curators. Honestly, I wouldn't find any of them without the Indie Bible. So they had, like, a whole list of curators that are, you know.
Right. Sometimes they're associated with blogs too, right?
Yeah, that is true.
So you can.
That is true.
Sometimes blogs have their own playlists. Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you're reaching out to people, like, they don't owe you anything, you know? Like, you just need to be humble, you need to be nice, you know? Be short, be to the point, but tell them, like, you know, like, you are asking for their time. You're asking for them to, you know, whether, like, put your song in their playlist or write about you or whatever. They don't have to do that. Okay. So a lot of times these people, they get emails that are rude or whatever.
Or they're just to the point and, like, here's a press release. This is who I am. Put me on, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely. Take a listen to their playlist and say, I like what you've done. You know, find ways to compliment them first before you ask for something. You know, if you or if you like something they've written on the blog, or you really like to review about this person. You know, just the show that, oh, this person actually read or listened to what I've done. That goes a long way in the beginning, right?
It totally does. Yeah. It takes time, but if you can do that, then they appreciate it. Also, if you're sending music to Spotify playlists or blogs, make sure that your genre of music falls into the genre that they write about.
Right.
Or
right. You gotta, right.
Like, you know, have on the list. So at the end of the day, that's another thing. Don't make music for other people. Make music for you. If you like the music, then that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to push you unless you push yourself first. You need to push yourself, you know? So don't push something that you don't really enjoy, but you think other people will, you know? So for me, I've always stayed true to myself, and I think that my fans like that about me, so they like my music regardless.
Yeah. Like, if you were going to give one suggestion to people who are starting out, the mistake that you made that you wouldn't want anybody else to make, what would it be?
The biggest thing is to always stay humble. Don't think that you're better than anyone, because everybody has something to offer. You know, you can learn from everyone. The one thing, though, is, like, when you guys do get far, you gotta know that you really can't trust anyone. You really can't. When you get farther into music and, you know, you start having shows and people start believing in you, you know, people, they're gonna want to utilize you because they see money in you. But when you're first getting started out, I do have to say, most of the people who are nice to you are actually nice to you, and they just want to help you along. But when you get bigger, it's like that. People, they want you for money. Something else is that I wish, you know, that, like, someone told me, just make sure you got people looking at contracts before you sign them. Don't, you know, get a lawyer, get somebody to look at a contract. Don't sign anything without somebody looking at it first.
What's the best piece of business advice anyone ever gave you for this?
Always network with people. Like, literally just talk. Like, introduce yourself to random people. Like, if you're at, like, a show, make sure you go talk to all the performers. Introduce yourself. You know, talk to them and tell them what you like about what they did, you know? Because you never know where that connection is going to take you. Like, these people, like they remember people who take the time to talk to them. And it's funny because people, they love to talk about themselves. So if you can, if you just show them that you're interested, you could get a lot of gems from them, you know, that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Like I met one of the members of the Force MDs. They're like an older singing group that used to be pretty big. And I just asked the guy just questions, right? And then, you know, like 2 years later, I end up running into the whole group again. And the guy was like, hey, you're the guy who networks a lot. You're the guy who asked me all these questions. Oh my gosh. And then because of that, all the members from the group started giving me all this advice and talking to me and just like telling me things that they've gone through in the industry and telling me like what to avoid, you know? So that's like the biggest piece of business advice. Like literally that will get you so far. You stay humble, ask questions, you know, and then just learn, literally learn, you know?
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anything else you want to add that you would want to?
I guess for the biggest thing is hone your craft, you know, get shows. But the biggest thing that's going to take you far, my opinion, is having a song out. If you release a song that you believe in, a song that you're really proud of, you know, I believe that's what will get you to the next level. People will listen to it and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like all it takes is one person who has connections. Mm-hmm. If they like what they hear, then that could be it for you, and then that could take you places. That's true. Also, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like, investing in yourself is like the best thing you could ever do. Seriously.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, you got gigs now, you know? You make money from these gigs. Save your money if you can, and, you know, buy a better guitar. Buy a better speaker. You know, buy a microphone. You know, because no one's going to push your music except for you. How's your music going to grow if you don't invest in yourself? If you don't put in the money that you earn to kind of, you know, make this thing grow for you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
Well, I don't know if you guys can I
go for it.
Cool. If you guys like any of my stuff, I don't know.
Business cards are free.
Yeah, business cards are free. But I don't know if you like this interview, if you like my personality, if you want to see more from me, if you want to see what I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram at Seth_Witcher. That's SETH_WITCHER. Like the witch with the broomstick and the poison apples, ER at the end. And you can follow me, you know, on Facebook at Seth Witcher. Everything is Seth Witcher. If you type me on Google, you will find me. So, yeah, but, bro, this has been awesome. Man. Dude, seriously, thank you.